Well, look at you. Finally graduated high school, huh? All that hard work and struggling you did in the past few years has finally paid off as you walked across that stage, holding this diploma in your hand, and it makes you feel like the struggle is finally over. Well, guess what? Psych! Hate to break it to you, but another 4 years is coming your way. Sorry, but college is immediately waiting around the corner just to drive you into the ground the moment summer ends. College is just waiting for summer to end just to hit you with what I call the WLDD. Work, loans, and due dates. Almost everyone on the planet knows that college is no joke. Well, I guess that depends on the college you go to anyway. Sure, I mean, it can be fun when you find that certain group of friends to hang out with once you're finally in college, but that's one of the only good things though. However, as you start college and as the months start to go by, there are a number of problems that you'll have to face if you do decide to go to college. And let me say this first, it's your choice to go to college. Sure, they do say that when you go to college and graduate, many doors of opportunities will open for you, and that is 100% true. However, for those who say that only successful people have attended college, yeah, let me just stop you right there, because that's 100% not true, okay? Mr. Know-It-All? There are a number of successful people who either did not go to college or dropped out. Like for example, one of my favorite YouTubers, and yours too, The Odd Ones Out, has clearly stated over and over again that he dropped out of college. And look at people like him now, living their best life. But let me just be frank that they still do have to work for what they're doing right now. However, that's not what we're addressing here. I know that there are a lot of you, whether it be a senior who just started their last year of high school, or a college student who's about to start his first day of college in a few days, who are dying to know what the college experience is really like. And let me tell you, as a soon-to-be bachelor in art, the amount of activities, groups, and events that they have at college can be really fun. But just try not to relax too much, because if you do, college will pull that chair out right from under you and probably beat you with a stick if you're not too careful. And that's what I'm hoping to get to talk to you about today. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I want to warn you about is the accommodations. This was probably the most interesting thing for anyone who is just getting out of high school. The thought of getting your own place and doing whatever the hell you wanted, hell, that was just the highlight of your day.
Bye, bitch.
I won't lie, it was the same thing for me. However, there are a few things you need to take into consideration when you move out. For starters, look into the background of the place you're going to be staying at, because it could be worse than how it looks online. What you don't want to do is spend your hard-earned money on a place that not only looks like crap, but is crap. And you'll probably end up being miserable your whole college experience. You might as well just flush your money down the toilet at that point. Because as we all know, people who try to sell horrible stuff, they put up something that probably looked nice like a few years ago, and knowing that you're gonna go for that, probably just spent your money online and you can't get it back, and you just spent your money on something you never even wanted ever. But I will give credit where credit's due. There are some people who are honest. People who know it looks like crap and is crap and put it up online anyway. I mean, that's still bad, but hey, at least they're honest about it. And the reason they even do that is just to grab out the people who are desperate enough to buy it. Like during my first years at college, me and my mother started looking for apartments for me to stay at, and we came across a place that apparently a few students stayed at, and it was even close to one of the colleges. Now, it already looked pretty run down just by the look of it outside, but you know what they say, never judge a book by its cover. First off, the guy was 20 minutes late. Then he had to use a screwdriver to open the door to the first room that he was going to show us, because apparently there wasn't one because some dudes were fixing it or something like that. He told them not to close the door, but they did it anyway. And let me just say, we didn't need to even go inside the room to see how disgustingly filthy it was. Apparently they just forgot to clean it before showing it to their new tenants. However, all I needed to do was take 2 steps into the room and look to my left, and I already saw a whole bunch of little black dots all over the frame of the closet door. Now, in your mind, what do you think those little dots represent? For those of you who say mold, oh please, I wish. Apparently the guy said that room had a history of bed bugs in it, but he said they supposedly killed them all because they heated the room, and yes, heat does kill bed bugs, but are you 100% sure of that? Now, I've already dealt with bed bugs in my past, and for those of you who don't know what that experience is like, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen that episode of SpongeBob when he was staying in that cave and he was surrounded by poison sea urchins.
Hey! Ooh, I'm itchy. Itchy, why am I so itchy? Ah! Poison sea urchins! Oh, ow, itch, ow, ow, ooh, ow, itch.
Yeah, not fun, and I am not about to go through that hell again. So, yeah, That was obviously a big, fat no. And let me get this out of the way now. Every part of this place was filthy, from the rooms to the hallway to the kitchen to the dining room. So the guy walked away to go look at something, and I asked my mom, "So what do you think of the place?" She looked at me with the most sincerest face and told me, "Wait till we get in the car, then we'll talk about it." A few minutes later, we got inside her truck, and then I asked her again, "So mom, what did you think of the house?" She looked at me with her sincere face, then immediately gave me her serious face. She said in her own words, if one more thing went wrong inside that house, I was going to call it a crack house. Okay, so for those who don't know my mother, she's usually the calm and collective one, always making sure things are calm and peaceful, but it takes a lot of really bad things to get under her skin and break character. Usually my mother always keeps her composure, never really letting things get under her skin, and it takes a lot for her to actually get really mad, and according to the look on her face, that place must have been really bad to her. Though, if I was in her shoes, yeah, hell no. I would not want my child staying in any kind of place like that. I'd rather them stay in that horrible apartment complex from that one Spider-Man movie than stay in either one of those rooms.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Luckily, not too long after that, I found the perfect student living apartment complex. The rent was super affordable, it had a pool, and it also had the best roommates you can ask for. Though, I will give it to the other place. Now I know what to look for when trying to find a house in the future, making sure it doesn't have bugs and shit running around the rooms. And honestly, so should you. Look into the details of the place you're gonna try to stay at before you get screwed over. And that goes for dorm room people too. Trust me, I've known that experience too. One time I stayed there for a summer course experience, and when I first moved in there, let me just say there was no AC at all. I had to go to a store that was close by and buy a fan to keep myself cool for when I got back from class. Yeah, it was that bad. And the room itself was a major downgrade from what you think dorm rooms would look like. You'd think I'm over exaggerating, but the college I stayed at had 2 dorm room buildings, and the other one looked hella nicer than the one I stayed at. I went with a friend as she went back to her dorm room building to get her wallet so we can go to a cookie place, and I saw her room. I was like, what the hell? My room doesn't look nice like this. It doesn't even have carpet in it. It has tile floors. So yeah, beware that some dorm buildings probably look better than the ones you're probably staying at. Just beware of that later on in the future. What the hell are you wearing? Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention there was a leak in my ceiling almost the entire time I stayed in that dorm building. And they called the same dude 3 times to come fix it. But guess what? He never did. And I think it got worse because it was leaking from 3 different spots. So I had to get a trash can and let the drips fall into the trash can so they didn't fall on the floor. There was one time I even told one of the people at the front desk, and they sent a girl up to my room to look at it and just to tell me something that she could have told me over the phone. Oh, I'll put it in a work order. I was like, you have to come up to my floor to tell me something you could have told me over the... Okay, fine, whatever. So yeah, some dorm rooms can be cool, but just be careful of those that, you know, need to be worked on. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you guys about is the perfect to help me get by job. Because let's be real, after finding the perfect accommodations for yourself, the last thing you need is to be kicked out for lack of money. Now, once you move in, you need to find the appropriate job to help you rake in the money so you know you can pay your rent, bills, and probably your school supplies as well. You're an adult now, so you gotta find your own source of income, and depending on where you live, you can find a whole bunch of great jobs that will help you get by. But some aren't so lucky and they end up in a place where the jobs aren't really all that secure. Now, some of the co-workers at said job can either make or break you, and that mainly includes management. See, you'll find a couple of good jobs where the employment and the management are really good and you can get along with those people. Then there are some jobs where the co-workers either act dead or they have extremely bad attitudes. But like I said, no matter what, you'll find that co-worker that you can actually get along with and even call a friend. Now, take note, I just got done talking about the co-workers there. I haven't even gotten close to talking about the customers yet. I'd say about 70% of the time, most of the customers are not that bad. They're actually really great to get along with, and you actually get to learn new things from each customer. But you will eventually come across those certain brand of customers who've had bad days and will take their anger out on everyone, including the workers. And those kind of customers we usually call Karens. Trust me, they will be the ones who always ask for the manager even though you did not do anything wrong. Trust me, it's just best to try to fake a smile and just try to get through it. Trust me, just suck it up and things will honestly get better once the Karen has left. Bottom line is, most jobs kind of suck. So just try to make as many friends as you can that will make the job a lot more tolerable to get through. And plus, you're getting paid for this. So just try to do the best that you can. The third thing that's everyone's favorite subject, college assignments. Hoo-hoo! Man, where do I even get started with this? I guess I should start with what you might need for class before the class even begins. Let me just say this, you'll be expected to spend a lot of your hard-earned money for supplies. But beware, that's what scholarships are for. If you have a certain talent, use it to your advantage and try to get a scholarship. That way the school pays for the supplies themselves. But try to look out for additional fees, because if you don't watch out, those additional fees can eat you alive and they will not be sorry about it. Now, when class actually starts, let me just say this and get it out of the way before even the teachers have to say it. Read the syllabus, okay? That will keep you from getting into spots you can easily find yourself avoiding if you just read it, okay? And it'll even say in the syllabus that you will be spending a lot of your hard-earned money on probably sketchbooks or supplies. And we already just talked about that, didn't we? Now, I also believe that college textbooks are also a giant scam, just like the Odd Ones Out stated.
The second legal scam is college textbooks.
And sometimes online classes can be even worse. Sometimes when you're in an online class, you'll need a certain kind of help from the professor and you'll have to email them. And some teachers, they actually get back within like 5 minutes. Of course, others, they'll take them like 22 hours to reply. And at that point, you might as well have just gotten the answer from the internet. That said, I don't condone using the internet to cheat on stuff that's actually important, okay? However, sometimes you might have to resort to the internet to find a certain solution to a problem that the teacher somehow neglected while they were in class. However, some classes can be totally fine. Like, some people hate history, but when I took my history classes, they were actually pretty fun and they were easy to learn. Mainly because of the teacher who was teaching us. She found a way to make it understandable and we passed every test because of her. Sometimes it can be the teacher, sometimes it can even be the material. And let me be honest, sometimes it can be you. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. To some of you, you know who you are, the procrastinators out there. For those of you who actually have everything you need, but you put it off until the last second, please don't do that here. Not in college. That will be your worst enemy. The fourth thing I want to talk to you all about is being social. Look, there are some people out there who struggle to try to find new friends at school. It can even be a bumpy ride for the first couple of days, and it can be hard for said people. Heck, there's a 50-50 chance you could probably end up like Comey. Or end up like, you know, Tatano. Okay, look, he makes friends in the future though, but it did kind of start off a little bumpy for him at the beginning. My brother Zero once told me, all it takes is that one certain friend to help get things going, and he's 100% right about that. Either in high school or in college, once you find that first certain friend, it doesn't take that long until you start making dozens of other new friends. Just find the people that share the same interests as you, and without a doubt, you'll find a whole bunch of people you find yourself relating to, talking to, and just hanging out with nonstop. Because as a certain blue hedgehog once said, nothing starts until you take action. Okay, look, I know there are going to be a whole bunch of gamers out there who are going to be cringing their asses off, going to be like, did he really just reference Sonic 06? Look, a horrible game, yes, but that quote still works, especially in this situation, okay? So bite me. Look, bottom line is, all it takes is one certain connection to end up making hundreds of other ones. And we all know that life is a lot better experiencing it with billions of other friends right by your side. And who knows? It could take that one certain friend to make you experience a life-changing moment that you will honestly have never seen coming. College can possess many different types of life-changing experiences. It can be good, it can be bad, and sometimes it can be downright stressful. But that depends on what you make of it and the choices that you make. And you never know. You could find out certain secrets about college that could help you in the real world. I know that they say that 98% of what you learn is a waste, and that could be true, but there is still 2% you could actually learn and take with you. Not to mention that you'll make great connections with the people you meet, let it be students or professors. As the year starts up, try your best to make the best of it. Hell, it might even make it better to be with a friend on your first day, to help things go along a little bit better. But as you walk through those doors, starting the new year, try to remember, as my old school once said, it could be a good day or it could be a bad day. It's your choice. So do your best to make it the best choice you've ever made. What's up, guys? It's been a while. Look, sorry that this video was maybe a little bit more serious than I planned, but I just want to make sure those of you who are starting college or at least thinking about it are started off on the right path. There are some things that they won't tell you about, and I just want to be sure that you guys are prepared. Hopefully later this year, I can go back to making funny videos again. I'm trying to be more consistent and trying to branch out into different subjects, but what can you do? For those of you who are starting school again, I hope things are going well, and I hope you're making the right choices. See you guys next time, and remember, we're stronger in numbers. Later.
行こうぜ見たこともないすげえ世界へ奇跡の扉開くのは